What's up, Mavletic lovers and listeners, and welcome back to another episode of Maverick Postgame. We hope some of you got to see some of our athletics this past week. If not, don't worry, because today we got another full show for you as football blows out the homecoming game.
And men's soccer finally achieves another incredible win.
Plus, the women's soccer dominate over the weekend.
And volleyball claims first road win over Regis since 2009.
All of that and so much more as we move ahead into this recap-packed episode of Maverick Postgame. So with that being said, I'm your host, Grace Metcalf.
And I am Brianna Sinclair.
Let's dive into all the game-breaking stats, off-the-wall wins, heartbreaking losses, and in-depth analysis of our CMU athletics. Roll it!
Hello everyone, once again I am Brianna Sinclair.
And I am Grace Metcalf. Let's hop right in and take a look at all the Mavtastic action that took place this week here at CMU. The Colorado Mesa men's football team continue to contribute to their longest game-winning streak since 2017 with their fourth victory for homecoming. With the help of the dynamic duo Aiden Taylor and Brandon Belgrave, the Mavs dominated over New Mexico Highlands in a 21-10 victory. On the Mavericks' first scoring drive, Belgrave, who had another stellar running day with 93 yards, and Taylor ran the ball on 7 straight plays to set the Mavericks up with a first down at the 16. With just more than 1 minute left in the first half, quarterback Leo Amav threw a quick strike to Alex Turpin, who made a leaping touchdown catch for a 7-3 halftime lead. After Cash Bradley picked off a pass with 34 seconds remaining, Belgrave broke off a 21-yard run, and with 6 seconds left and the ball at midfield, Amav sent everyone deep and found Trevin Edwards at the 5. He was stacked up and lateraled the ball to Trek Keyworth, who couldn't shake 3 defenders and was tackled as time ran out in the first half. The Mavericks started tackling better in the second half and got pressure on the quarterback whenever Joey Cave or Waika Crawford, who came in during the second half, tried to throw. The Cowboys completed 7 of 13 passes with 2 interceptions and were sacked 7 times. Levi Krebs and Hunter Hamilton had 2 sacks each, with Colin Sturr and Omarius Dimry Lockhart and Noah Williams also getting to the QB. On their first series of the second half, the Cowboys used Cave's elusive running and a couple of good runs by Valetti to get the ball down to the CMU-2. A false start, one of only 2 penalties called on Highlands, pushed the ball back to the 7, and George Soap and Bradley threw Valetti for a 4-yard loss. Cave threw to the end zone, but Smith was there at the goal line for the interception, returning it 13 yards. Taylor in the offense gave him a long break, running the ball to the red zone. On 3rd and 7 from the 20, Amav threw to Sam Hornick, who caught the ball at the 2 and sidestepped into the end zone. It was the first collegiate touchdown for both Hornick, a redshirt junior, and Turpin, a redshirt freshman. The Mavericks finished with 324 rushing yards, and Amav threw for another 106, with Taylor churning out yardage, including picking up an additional 10 yards on 1 rush, with the Highlands defender tugging on his jersey and finally jumping on his back. The Mavericks never let Highlands get back in the game. As a team, the Mavericks recorded a total 430 yards, with 117 being on passing and 312 on rushing. The Maverick defense held the RMAC's top rushing attack to more than 100 yards, below its season average. Highlands was averaging 219.2 yards a game, but managed only 114 on 41 carries against CMU.
The Colorado Mesa University's men's soccer team would use a 4-0 shutout this evening to find their first win of the conference play this season in a takedown of the Cougars of Colorado Christian University on Community Hospital's Unity Field. With the win, the Mavs earned their first win since they defeated Simon Fraser University on September 21st in a 5-0 decision. Ricardo Legiante would score the first goal of the night as he made the game 1-0 in the 23rd minute. His game-winning goal would come across from teammate Isaac Zamora, to which he would then flick into the back of the net. This is both Legente's first goal of the year and Zamora's first assist of the year. Colorado Christian University would present their hardest challenge of the night in the 36th minute on 2 shots within the penalty box. But reigning RMAC Goalkeeper of the Year, Diego Chavez, would show off some incredible skills as he saved the back-to-back shots by the Cougars. He would dive to save the first shot by Drew Brown before flicking away to the second attempt by Arthur Santana as he was laying down. Mark Bonsoff would respond to the Cougars' challenge and be involved in the scoring next when he hitched a goal just minutes before the halftime. In the 43rd minute, the Mavs were guaranteed a corner kick, and Mathis Lazuri would elect to do the cross towards the box. In his ensuing cross, the ball would find Bonhoff, who would then drill it into the back corner of the net. Lazuri earned the assist on the long pass across the field. Less than 10 minutes later, Matteo Bonanelli would score a goal of his own as he was assisted by familiar faces of Legente and Bonafé. On his goal, Bonafé would launch a pass into the penalty area, where Legante would then flip the ball over to Bonelli for a shot that was less than 5 feet from the corner of the net. If it wasn't the 3-0 lead wasn't enough for the Mavs, they would then score once more during the game as Shane Bryan got the first goal of the season in the 72nd minute. Similar to how Bonhoff's goal came earlier in the match, Lazuri would take a corner kick for the Mavs to inside the penalty box, to which Bryan would head into the right side of the net for the 4-0 lead and eventual ending score. Diego Chavez would record his 3rd shutout of the season and his first conference play thus far. In the night, he had 6 saves, with 5 of them coming in the first half. He would face 11 shots and outplay the Cougars' goalkeeping crew, who only recorded 5 saves and gave up 4 goals. As a team, the Mavericks took 11 shots of the night, with 9 of them being on goal. Bonali led the team with 3 shots himself. Lazuri would have 2 assists in the game, both his first and second season. Lazuri would have 2 assists in the game, both his first and second of the season.
The number 22 Colorado Mesa University women's soccer team would record their 6th shutout of the season and total another 3-goal match to take down the Mountaineers of Western Colorado University in a 3-0 victory. Similar to the Mavs match against Fort Lewis College earlier this week, a trio of upperclassmen would do the scoring in the day's match as players Allie Watchell and Sovlin Randall and Kylie Wells would all total a goal apiece. Randall and Wells would also each record assists. Watchell would start the scoring off early in the day's match as she notched her first season goal just 3 minutes into the game. Watchell's goal would come when the Mavs were granted a corner kick and elected to have Wells take the kick. Wells would launch a long cross to the opposite side of the penalty area, where Watchell was waiting, to which she hammered into the bottom left corner of the net. Wells would earn the assist on the goal, as this was Watchell's 2nd goal of her career at CMU. Randall would add to the Mavs' lead in the 21st minute when she would be awarded a penalty kick after getting fouled in the penalty area. In her attempt, Randall would hammer the ball to the left side of the net and out of the reach of the Mountaineers' diving goalkeeper to move the game to 2-0. Randall is now 2-3 on penalty kick attempts this year and has totaled 7 goals. She is currently tied for 2nd in the conference in goals. The Mavs would lead 2-0 at half as they held the Mountaineers to just 3 shots total in the first 45 minutes. Colorado Mesa would put the Mountaineers away for good in the second half as Kylie Wells would score the final goal of the game in the 72nd minute. Upon receiving a leading pass upfield from Randall, Wells would beat 2 defenders to take a close-range shot and score for the 3-0 lead and eventual final score. As a team, the Mavericks would outshoot the Mountaineers 17-8 while having 11 of those shots being on goal.
Senior outside hitter Sydney Leffler recorded a Miles match-high 21 kills and her 6th double-double of the season, while redshirt junior right side Sierra Hunt put down 16 more to lead the Colorado Mesa University Mavericks to their first win at Regis University in 15 years on Saturday. The Mavericks' 4-set win was their 7th straight this season and was their first away to win over the Rangers since 2009. Both teams struggled in the opening set as the Mavs moved to 18-0 in the opening set of matches this season. Despite hitting just an 8.5%, the Rangers were as sloppy, committing 9 attack errors while hitting 0% in the opening frame, which saw the Mavs come from a 21-19 down to win this set on a 6-0 run. Leffler recorded 3 consecutive kills to trigger that spurt and added another after teaming with Tadlock to block Thesis as Marcy Colossi served the Mavs to a 24-22. A Thesis service ace cut the gap to 24-23, however. Tadlock recorded one of her 5 total kills to close out the set. The Mavs rode to that momentum to a 5-1 early lead in the second, but watches the Rangers go on as an 8-0 run of their own to take a 9-5 lead. The Mavs then battled back from 15-11 to tie the set at 15, and were within another point at 21-20 on another Leffler kill before the Rangers were able to go on to win the set on a service error. After hitting a 22.5 in a cleaner second set, the Mavs were even more impressive in the third, hitting 14.67%, as Hunt and Martin combined for 4 kills in a 9-4 extended run that put the Mavs up 20-15. Freshman Carson Breeding and Leffler then recorded kills from the outside as Mavs took advantage of the 3 Ranger hitting errors and set-clinching Colossi service ace to claim the set. The Mavs then recorded 12-4 set kills and took advantage of the 5 blocks and 5 other Ranger hitting errors to close out the match. CMU led 16-12, but went on a pair of 3-0 runs, separated just by 1 point to build a 22-13 lead before finishing the match on kills by Leffler and Martin, followed by one of Waller's 4 aces. As a team, the Mavericks out-hit the Rangers 21.5 to 7.4% and finished the 60-38 advantage in total kills, while both teams blocked well, combining for 24. The Rangers, the top blocking team in the RMAC, finished with 13, while CMU kept their pace with 11, their second highest total of the season.
Cole Byer and Timmy Cavarno both posted even par rounds of 72 to lead the Colorado Mesa University men's golf team to a team score of 294 in the first round of the Dennis Rose Intercollegiate, which was played Monday at the Mauna Lani Golf Resort's North Course. Byer and Cavarno are tied for 20th place in the individual standings, while the Mavericks are tied for 8th place in the 19-team field, which includes 106 total golfers. The Mavs are tied with the host Hawaii Hilo Vulcans and is just 4 shots behind 7th placed Cal State Dominguez Hills and is just 6 shots out of a tie for 5th place.
Colorado Mesa University Peyton Panzeri posted a career-best round of 73 and is tied for 4th in the individual standings, while leading the Mavericks women's golf team to a team score of 315 and a 10th place standing after Monday's opening round of the Dennis Rose Intercollegiate, while got away under the village course at Walikoloa. Simon Fraser leads the tournament at 296 and is 2 shots ahead of Missouri St. Louis, which posted a team score of 298. Cal State in East Bay is 3rd at 299.
Now that we have recapped some of the games, it's time to announce our Maverick of the Week. Our Maverick of the Week goes to Sydney Leffler. Sydney was named as the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference's Offensive Player of the Week after putting down a combined 39 kills to lead all conference players last week. Congratulations, Sydney, for your outstanding performance. You are our Maverick of the Week. We are now at the end of our show, and it is time for our closing statements. My closing thought is on the football team. I will admit, I was feeling a little skeptical on how well the team would perform this year, but I'm glad they've proved me wrong. Having their longest winning streak since 2017, that was 7 years ago. It makes me excited to see how they will look come playoff season.
I agree. Last week's game was so incredible to watch. So much so even I was there helping to get some of the awesome highlight shots. My closing thoughts are on the men's basketball team. As we are so close to the start of their season, the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference ranked the Mavs being voted for the 5th for the conference out of 15 schools. I will say I was expecting it to be a little higher considering how close they were to being RMAC champions last year.
I would think so too, except for the fact that many of our star players graduated and we lost Trevor Baskin to CU Boulder. Now, I will say props to him for getting into D1, but selfishly, how dare he? And now that we have wrapped up all the action from this week and given our closing thoughts, it is time to close the show. Thank you everyone so much for joining us this week on Maverick Postgame. I've been your host, Grace Metcalf.
And I have been Brianna Sinclair.
Be sure to go check out our channel, 62.2, for more games and updates. We'll catch you next week on an all-new recap-packed episode of Maverick Postgame. Stay safe, Mavs, study hard, go to a game or two, and of course, have yourselves a most amazing day.